Now, what does it mean in our own life? Knowing that the light has to be our partner. Each one of you spoke about one area you can be a channel. And even not in the biggest picture, being a spiritual channel, just in our own life, in our own marriage, in our way we're talking to people, in our own way we communicate with strangers, in our own way we're trying to be in a project and try to manifest success in a project, even in a business, in any area in our life. We would love to be a channel. We would love to stop being stuck into our ego and to start to manifest things from our head. We would love God to be our partner. We would love to be a channel. That's the bottom line. So how it's connected to the idea in a practical life that without the Creator it cannot be manifested. So the idea is like this. You know, if we look at here, we look at a pipe, because in Hebrew, channel or conduit is tzino, like a pipe. And the word tzino, which is a pipe, and the word ratzon, which is a desire, is the same letters, just you change the order. Means ratzon means desire from me, with a button. If you transform it, it becomes a pipe that just we are conduit to allow the energy to go through us. And what we're learning here, that Moses and the other craftsmen were a pure channel, which through them the light went through, and as a result they were able to manifest the tabernacle. How can we become a true channels? And what does it mean, the understanding that without the light it cannot manifest it? I just need to do the job and the light will do the rest. Because in one hand we're learning in Kabbalah, one has to take responsibility. If something doesn't work for you, you are responsible. You have to learn what you need to do differently. And here we're saying, yes, but you need the light to manifest the job. So we can say, you know what, I'll do a little bit light, you do the rest. How does it work? How do you know how much you need to do? And we're learning about Moses. There's three things that chosen him to be the leader of building the tabernacle. Lesson number one, he did always the maximum effort, spiritually and physically. That's the first ingredient. Always maximum effort, spiritually and physically. Lesson number two, the ingredient number two, he always went back after the action and asked himself, how could I have done it in a much more powerful, positive, purer, heartfelt way? He always looks to see how he could have done it, even though he was very successful, how he can add more consciousness to it. And the third ingredient, he always knew if it was clear or not clear, and if it seemed like he built it or he achieved or not. He always knew that without the light, nothing can happen. Without the light of the Creator, nothing really can be manifested. So what does it mean practically in life? How do we be in touch with that? First, the first two ingredients, nobody escapes maximum effort and constantly questioning, how can I do things better? It goes without saying. Laziness, I'm not going to bring God to support me. But the idea is, how do I open my heart, my soul, my awareness, my consciousness, to allow God to be my partner, and to remove the ego from feeling that I'm the one that actually making things happen. Because I can say intellectually, I know God's helping me, but my ego can cause me to feel I'm the one that did it, and I'm charged with energy, and I can easily be publicity of other people that appreciated me a result. How do I get to that deep feeling that I'm just a channel, and without God I have nothing? It will never be manifested. And at times it appears I did it, But how do I get to the feeling that actually I never do it? I just make the effort and He manifests. How do I get to that deeper feeling inside, in a daily basis? And there's few ingredients and few things from the Rav that I think is essential to learn in our spiritual work, because at the end of the day it's about being a channel. Even about being a very successful financially, it's about being a channel. When you learn it's for the sake of sharing, it's about being a channel. If it's in relationship or in marriage, it's about being a channel. If it's about communication, it's about being a channel. But anything that you would love to be successful, at the end of the day, those who study enough Kabbalah understand that successful for my own self or oneself alone will never work for any of us. So what does it mean really? It's about being a channel. Channel means I know it comes from God, and I'm not the boss, and without Him nothing will work. And channel mean it's all for the sake of sharing. Of course, I have a right to enjoy and to have a great life as well, but it's for the sake of sharing, and that's the reason the gift was given to me. So how? How do I bring myself beyond intellectual lessons to the feeling and gradually building myself to be the best channel I can be? How? Step number one, fear. Positive fear. Fear. What is the fear? Knowing and just looking at my own life and my own experiences that I can lose it in a second. Everything that I build and everything that I have. My health, my money, my talents, my thoughts, my project, my marriage, my life. Somebody's close life. Knowing in a second I can lose it, and as smart as I am, and as big as my ego tells me I am, in a second I can drop it all and I can lose it all. Now I would like you don't have to share it, but I would like you to internalize it 1 second and look back at your own life to realize in a second you became sick, and in a second with stream of success and record of success you lost it all in a second. In many areas, you're communicative, you help out, and suddenly nobody appreciated you and nothing worked for you. In business, in relationship, in charity, in team, in groups, in social acceptance, in any area. Look back in your own life and see how you felt blocked. As talented you are, powerful you are, channeled you are, nothing worked. Stop. And it can repeat itself any second. And I can lose it any second. Even if it's not strong enough to look at you, look at people around you. Is anybody who don't see it clearly that we can lose it all any second? Hopefully that's step number one. And it's a daily part of our spiritual, it's part of our spiritual work, and it's a daily reminder. I can lose it in a second. Today there's no guarantees about nothing in a 1% world. Is there any guarantee that you have £1 billion in your bank that is going to stay there in today's world? Is there any guarantee? Is there any guarantee that when the doctors give you all the certificates that you're totally healthy, everything is amazing, that you don't have something inside of you? In a 1% there's no guarantees. So the healthy fear, and the Rav always used to tell it to us, and I didn't realize this until I became sick myself, okay, that you can lose it all in a second. You can lose it all in a second. Now some of you would say, but 1 second, doesn't it say that when you project something it might happen? So it's dangerous, isn't it? Do you want to think now about if you're going to lose it, you might really lose it? When a person of negative, what's going to happen to me? I'm going to lose it. That's the negative fear that projects negativity. The proactive fear that we're talking about, what's the end result of it? Appreciating, thank God. But I have this gift. He gave it to me. Still have it. I can lose it any second, but it means the fact that I have it. What's the purpose of that exercise? Of that true awareness, is real awareness. Is to help us to realize the fact that I have it now, it's from the Creator. And the fact that I have it because I'm still plugged to the Creator. I'm losing the connection, I'm losing it all. So the intention is not to see dark. The end result of this exercise is to appreciate the blessing. And that's the reason that fear doesn't create end. The opposite, creates connection, create appreciation. Because at the moment my ego tells me I have it all, and I will continue to have it all forever. It might work temporarily, but at the end of the day I might lose, because I'm not in appreciation that it's all coming from the light of the Creator. So I'm not in touch with the light. So don't have a real vessel to hold it. So that's number one, fear. Number two, asking for help all day long. All day long. In our training with the Rav Berg to become a teacher, the Rav Berg always told us, with all the structure of the lesson, with everything else, that's great, but at the end of the day, you don't want your own stupid 1% brain to teach. You'd like something bigger than you to come to teach. So you need to ask for help before every class from the tzaddikim, from the righteous, from the Zohar, from the Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. I personally asking help before I'm starting from the Rav and Karen. I'm asking help, please help me and guide me. I'm not interested just to give 1% brain. And the idea is that doesn't matter how much 1% organization information you want to share, at the end of the day you want something bigger than you to go through. And Karen Berg said something very amazing recently to some of the teachers. She said, sometimes we're sitting in front of other people and they're sharing their issues, and they're sharing their pain, and they're sharing, and you see certain things need to change. And as you're talking to them, you realize that you have the same ego, and you are here trying to share with them about something they're going to change. So if you have the same ego, how can you help others? So are you pretending to be subtly above? So what Karen said, it's okay to acknowledge that I might have similar problem, or even worse. But right now, the Creator put you in a position of a giver. And the fact that you truly care about that person, you really care about that person. Forget about your ego right now. So the Creator can allow you to be a channel and disregarding your own flaws and defects. So I might have defects in my own, but somehow for that person, because I care, so what makes me a channel in that particular case is really caring. It cannot be intellectual. It's about owning aspect of their pain, or trying at least to care what they're going through, trying as much as possible to really take upon myself what are they going through. And having that attitude and having that consciousness allows me to the Creator, in spite of my issues and my egos, allow me to be used as a channel. So often we think in order to be channel I have to be pure and clean and tzaddik, totally righteous, totally connected. No. Being a channel can be borrowed to me in spite of my issues and defects, as long as I know I'm not a tzaddik. As long as I know I didn't finish my tikkun yet. But for the purpose, I need a Creator. I need the help of the Creator. I cannot do it myself. And with the help of the Creator, for sure I can be pure channel. For sure. And it's my ego that doubting my ability to be a channel. Because a lot of us wants to be first perfect, then I'll feel that I'm entitled to do something big for others. It doesn't work this way. None of us perfect, and life is not about being perfect these days. It's about being the best that I can be and doing my job now. So that's the other. So the other thing is asking for help. All the time. Asking for help can be in hard times, when I have no clue, when I'm confused, when I don't know what to do. Asking for help can be when things are great. That's the power of Moses. Even though he felt energetic and everything was amazing. And he's just channeling it. He's in the zone, as some people would say. And everything goes amazing. He still knew, without you, the Creator, I'm nothing. I beg you, please go through me. Please help me. Think in your own life. There's a great days. We wake up, everything is great. The light is with me. It's powerful. Let me continue. Let me do. Let me talk. Let me manifest. Let me make phone calls. That's a trap. In the midst of these good days, I need to pause for 10 seconds, for 5 seconds, and to ask, please, the Creator, help me. Of course, we have powerful tools like the Zohar and other things. Please help me. Yes, but you're powerful. Why should you stop? You feel energetic. Everything is flowing. But that's the illusion. Our ego wants us to feel that we are the one that coming with the power. If I'm not pausing and questioning, I will stop being a channel. I'll become the owner. So at all time I need to ask for help. And help not from place of begging, as if, and not being proactive. You know, there's a lot of people that just do nothing, make no effort in life, and beg, please God, help me, help me, help me. That's not being a channel. We've learned from Moses. Moses was willing to make all the effort and all the stretches, and then you realize that without the help of God, nothing can happen. So laziness, cancelling out all what I'm just saying, doesn't make things happen. I'm going to be lazy, but God help me to be a channel. I'm going to be lazy in front of the computer and I'll gamble to make money. Please God help me to be a channel. It doesn't work this way. It has to be maximum effort. So that's begging and asking for help. The other thing is thanking. Thanking, thanking, thanking. Yeah. Everything that we're facing comes from the Creator. So everything that we're accomplishing, everything good. And never to allow the ego comes and cause me to have an ownership. I've accomplished it. It's so easy to forget when things are easy. When things are hard, please God help me in these days that it works. And then it's so easy to fall into false sense of security. I've accomplished. I am strong. I am powerful. You know, because we all have insecurities. And we are reminded of our insecurities in many different ways. And whenever we accomplish something positive through our insecurity, it's filling up a void in us and causing us to have the illusion, I've accomplished. I did. And we forget that without the Creator it could have happened. So thanking and appreciation, very, very essential. To a degree, and again to remind myself, without the light, I could have happened. I could not have accomplished it. So that appreciation, of course, it starts intellectually. I would like to move it emotionally. And right away when things happen. And of course, the highest level of appreciation is even when things don't work for me. When things seem to be bad, also appreciating the blessings. So what did we say so far? The three things we mentioned so far. So fear, which is knowing I can lose it in any second. Asking for help. And thanking. Yeah. The other one, yes.
You said also appreciating when things aren't going well.
Yeah, it's part of appreciation.
How do you not know you're doing something wrong in your daily life?
No, you might do something wrong. Meanwhile, appreciate the opportunity. We'll get into it. I'll get into it. The next one, and without it, we cannot be a better channel, is, let's give it an extreme name, humiliation. Humiliation.
Number 4.
4. No, humiliation. Not humility, humiliation. Yeah. No. I don't know so good English, but that word I know. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you know, we can all do, please help me to be a channel and appreciate, that's great. But there's rough edges that we all have. And areas of entitlement that we all have. And areas of ownership that we all have. And areas that I'm upset things don't go my own way that we all have. And every time my ego is bruised, and every time I'm being humiliated, you know what? They took away my credit. Or they said something in front of other people against what I said. Or my opinion was not heard. Or they dismissed in front of other people. Every time my ego was bruised and I was humiliated in one way or another. In public, in a concealed way. In my own eyes sometimes I was humiliated. Nobody humiliated me, but in my own head humiliated. And how come, and how come, and how come in my head, and don't stop. And it's come from sense of entitlement. And the answer is, and the Rav used to tell it to the Chevra all the time, you want to accomplish something in life? If you want to truly accomplish something in life, so we have to get rid of our stupid ego. And one of the ways is by accepting the humiliations and embracing it as a tool to help me to burn the edges of my ego. And to understand that it's a blessing for me. Of course, sometimes you need to tell people you shouldn't treat me this way. Of course, sometimes you need to demand respect. It goes without saying. But for my soul, for my purpose, for me to become a better channel, has to be times in my life that I have to burn those edges of the ego. Has to be time. It's not going to be just smooth all the time. Has to be time. And in this time, our mind and our intellect going to go and fix it and try to think why they've done it or didn't do it. Step number 1, thank God for the humiliation, makes me a better channel. And in the times where we're humiliated, we feel no energy, we feel depleted, we feel zero, we feel empty. But we need to replace it with thought and consciousness. No, it will make me a better channel. Because our ego wants me to feel empty and zero and nobody and insecure and worthless. And that's the time I need to fight it. No, it is a blessing. No, the Creator right now is giving me a chance to actually become a better channel. And it's a total test and total mind of a matter in this period of time. But there's only way I'll accomplish something real in this world. You know, imagine Joseph, huge channel, was accused from trying to seduce a woman, which she actually tried to seduce him in front of everybody. And it was supposed to be a big channel, and eventually became the biggest channel. He accepted that humiliation. He tried to argue his point, but he understood that in order to be the channel that he could have been, he needed to let his ego scream and being okay with this. I would like each one of us, let's be in touch with that point. Let's look in the last 2 weeks. Something in the last 2 weeks, a moment that maybe we were to some level of humiliation, or our ego was bruised, that really bothered us, that unfairly something was said, we treated unfair, it didn't go in the right way, in one way or another, some level of humiliation. Somebody else took a credit for something else, I didn't get the position I was supposed to, I wasn't put in a place of respect. Let's go for this, the last 2 weeks for a second, let's go. Share with the person next to you, that one incident. So, imagine, and again, I want to differentiate between, because practically sometimes you do need to tell people to treat you differently. It's like, you know, you've been humiliated by your own son. Of course, you have to put the boundaries. He has to be treated differently. Nevertheless, there's 2 aspects here. Practically, As far as for the sake of sharing, you need to demand respect. But for your own process of becoming a better channel, if you look at whatever that experience, is anybody who didn't have any of that experiences in the last 2 weeks? Everybody had, thank God, okay. So, imagine if you would look at this, thank God, you just give me a chance to become a better channel. I'm so excited about the opportunity. How it's just shifting the whole idea. Because that's what it does. When the ego is bruised, imagine it's like a torch that burns the dirt, that you're burning the ego to allow us to be a clearer channel. And instead of complaining about it, we need to be able to embrace it. Because without it, in a practical world, none of us is just, I'll ask the light for help, I'll be a pure channel. We all have ego that we cannot just deal with and transform ourselves. So that's part of the process of becoming a better channel. And to the extent I can handle humiliation and turning into a blessing, to that extent I can become a real channel. And if I'm only thinking, you know what? I would like to be channeled in a way I would like it. Whenever things don't go my way, I can't stand it. I'll never be a real channel. I'm in my own terms. I have to be servant of the light. As a servant of the light, things has to be not my way. And I need to be able to accept it. Because it makes me the proper channel that I can become. And it's burning the edges of my ego that allow me to really channel my energy. And the fact that I feel horrible about certain things is just to help me to be less detached in the process for the outcome. And the me is less attached to the situation. And that's the reason things are not speeding up. Sometimes we want to do a powerful project, we want a great intention, and it's stuck, nothing happened fast enough. Why? Because the Creator tells me I would love to go. Does the Creator has time? There's no time. You have good intention, the Creator wants you to manifest the project or whatever the good thing we want to do. So why it's being delayed? Because the process is to help us to sweeten and to cleanse the roughness that we all have. And we need to embrace it. And not just, I want to do a good thing, why it doesn't happen? I don't understand. To want to do a good thing is a great intention. But I have to be clean. And none of us are totally clean. We're striving to become more cleaner. And that's the reason, just embracing humiliation and try not to be depressed about it. Let me tell you in down-to-earth language. Try not to be depressed about it. Try to be okay with this. Try to be uplifted, not happy, but at least a little bit uplifted with this. Initially I'm down and I say, no, becoming a better channel. And our ego catches us. Our ego can make us start to think about ourselves, how bad I am, and how this I am, and how effect. Instead of thinking, just accept it. It's making me a better channel. Go for it. Maybe later on we need to learn some lessons about it. But that's another essential thing to becoming. Now I want to speak about something else that Michael Berg, in his weekly lecture to the Chevre, spoke about. The concept of time. The concept of time. The idea of time. Time, Michael in his lecture to the Chevre, based on 10 luminous emanation, which is the teachings of the Rabbi Isaac Luria and Rav Ashlag commentary. So Rav Ashlag speaks about what is time. And Rav Ashlag basically speaks about the whole idea that time is imaginary thing in our brain that translates movements in the concept of time, but in a real reality there's no time. In a reality of the light there's no time. Intention and manifestation happen right away. But of course, in the world of free will, there is time. What does it mean there is time? There is that concept of Every moment, as Rav Ashlag defining it, every moment is a basket of energy. It's opportunity to fill it up with positive actions. If we wouldn't have time, we wouldn't have free will. If we wouldn't have time, we couldn't add our own energy into creation. We couldn't be the co-creator. But what Michael spoke about is that the biggest, all the tests that we have, and all the downfalls that we have spiritually, and all what making us not being a channel, being into ourselves, is concerns regarding time. Concerns regarding future, concerns regarding past. Being stuck in the idea that the future is not up to what's happening in the present, and spending time worrying about the future, or being so stuck about what I've done in the past and the mistakes of the past or incidents of the past, and not really believing and knowing that in the present time it's including the past, and the present time including the future. And if I trust 100% that actually the past and the future is in the present, and learning from the past in order to do whatever I can in the future, in the present, and knowing that by me giving all my heart and soul in the present, I'm actually controlling the future, because it's including the present. If I'm not thinking this way, I'm falling with my consciousness and I cannot be a channel. And every time I have fears, I'm not a channel anymore. The negative fears. Before we spoke the proactive fears, just to get me to a place of knowing that without the light, I'm a nobody. But what is usually fears based on? What is fear? Fear that what? What is fear? If you're translating it to the concept of time, what is fear?
Future.
Fear of the future. Fear of what's going to be with me. Something that's going to happen with me. Yes, that's what we're afraid of. Now it might be okay, but I'm afraid something bad going to happen to me in the future. Now, we all have it. And it's a day-to-day struggle that we all have. But the idea is, what is channel? Channel means there's no future. I don't worry about the future. I don't think about the future. I'm totally in the present, channeling the light of God. You know, you have a major deal tomorrow at work. Major deal. And meanwhile, you have a little issues you need to take care of. Little people, little issues in your own mind comparing to the big deal tomorrow. And as you're dealing with the little issues and little people, in your mind, tomorrow. So what happened meanwhile? Meanwhile, we're not channels in the present. We're not channeling our energy in the present, those little people and little situation. Because my head is in the future. By the moment my head is stuck into the future, I'm not a channel anymore. I'm not. I'm not with God. I'm not with the light. Because what is the light? The light is beyond time and space, past, present, future. A true channel is putting all my energy in the present, and it's tough because the fears and certain things that's scaring me about tomorrow comes into my head, and based on past experiences that I was hurt, I might think I'll be hurt again. But at the moment I'm not putting all my energy and my love and my heart and into the present, I'm putting in the future. I'm not with the light. I'm not a channel anymore in that second. I'm falling. I'm dropping my consciousness. That's how consciousness drops. Because in the realm of the light, there's no time. Time is in the 1%. To be a channel is to access that realm that there's no time. The future is in the now, in the present. And it's very tough when we're irritated, when we are bothered, when we're so concerned about mistake that we've done, and now I don't like myself about what I've done, and I judge myself about what I've done. or I'm worried about what's going to happen. He doesn't feel that we have the strength and the energy to be in the present and to put all my energy in the present. But that's the real test we all have. The times that we made mistakes. The time that we made mistakes. You know, Michael shared an adolescence that when the Israelites made the golden calf scene, which we've learned about, they did not lose the light in that moment. They did not lose the light. What made them lose the light? That they were depressed about the sin that they made. If we make a sin or a negative action and we say, you know what? I made a terrible mistake. I was horrible. I'm taking responsibility and I'm learning to be different with this now. I'm not going to lose the light. What caused them to lose the light? They were so depressed about what they've done. And as a result, they were not present, injecting their energy and the power now. They did not. That's what actually made them lose the light. And it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. But to become a channel is to become powerful in making something real happen through me. To become powerful. And it's to be able to let go of judging myself about what I've done yesterday. And at the same time to admit, I've done a mistake. I was horrible. But not to kill myself to death about yesterday. And to be able to focus all my energy in the little things of now, it's letting go. It's letting go. It's a major letting go. You have a personal issues that you worry about, and somebody needs your help in the present. And to put all my energy in it, when I have personal issues, I don't have time for you. I'm sorry. I have my own issues right now. And our head goes there, and we're pretending like we care about it. But we have our own personal issues. Listen, in the world that we live in, we're always going to have personal issues to worry about. A lot of time we're feeling, I would love to be freed of my chaos, and everything is okay, and everybody loves me, and I would love to have no worries about tomorrow. That's when I'll be able to dedicate my energy in pure channel and helping people in the present. It doesn't work this way. We can wait forever. The time to begin the work of actually the whole idea of becoming a channel and eliminate that concept of time that causing us to fall into that Satan consciousness and not becoming a channel is today and now. Does anybody who doesn't have any worries here at all? The worries are dividing between worries of the futures or worries about me and not good enough and mistakes and issues. We all have them. We all have them. But at the end of the day, and that's what Karen said, and I'll say it again and again and again, I can work on my ego all day long. And for 80 years I can work on my ego. At the end of the day, what's important is what am I leaving behind me in this world? How many people I've touched? How many people I've transformed? How much positive things I manifested in this world? And actually, as we study in Kabbalah, we can be worried about our ego even. We can worry about I'm not transformed, I'm not changed. And sometimes we have to put it aside and say, you know what? I'm accepting. I have defects, I have flaws, I have a little mess in one area of my life, but right now, I want to channel something good, because every time I'm channeling something good, it's healing my issues. It's healing my issues. It brings me closer. Actually, a study was made in improving companies in the States somewhere, that they look at, some of you'll take a company and say, okay, there's good part of the company, and there's a part of the company that's filled with defects, okay? And the usual thing is, you want somebody, an expert, to help you to overcome the defects of the company. There's issues of the company, let's fix that part. The good part is good part, I don't need you. But actually a study shown that if you work to make your good side better, it will help you indirectly to overcome the defects of the company. So I'm not saying all the time, but here when we're talking about a concept of becoming our own mishkan, our own tabernacle, and becoming a better channel, often instead of worrying about all the things I need to fix to make my life better, let me right now become the best channel that I can be based on my talents right now. And putting all my energy in it, forgetting about the past and the future, and letting it go, because it's painful to let it go. It's easy to say it, but our mind and our emotions is invested of thinking and worrying, and only if I'll know for sure tomorrow is okay, I'll be freed with my energy. And only if I know that what I've done yesterday is okay and cleansed, I'll be free with my energy. So it's a major fight to let it go. But if I understand, but by me putting all my energy to be a channel, it will cleanse the things that I'm worrying about. We have to understand that that's how it works. It will fix the past and the future. It will fix the past and the future. It's not just, I'll do this, then I'll go back to my problems. I have to understand that the remedy is by expressing my blessings. It's the remedy for what I've done. And it's the miracles for what I've done.